live on your tablet, phone, and the KUTV app. This is 2 News Live.
Thanks for joining us for 2 News Live tonight. I'm Heidi Hatch. It is Wednesday, October 4th. We're going in depth tonight on Utah's used car laws. Darby Sparks will be joining us to talk about why a state law doesn't protect a consumer from bad used car deals, plus the upcoming solar eclipse and the signs that have you seen on the freeway. They might be confusing. Before we dive into the news, though, we want to take a look at what is making headlines in the great state of Utah today. First up right now, the person accused of assaulting the Orem mayor appeared in court today for the very first time this afternoon. Linnea Pugmire faces multiple charges that include propelling a bodily substance, assault, and threatening an elected official. Also making headlines today, happening right now in about 30 minutes, the Salt Lake City mayoral debate. Current Mayor Aaron Mendenhall and former Mayor Rocky Anderson will participate. The general election set for November 21st. It's a strange time, but it's coming up. Also in the headlines today, a giant pothole on the road. This is near I-15 in Mona, that is. It's due to a large pothole on the overpass that it's shut down. You can see it's a pretty big hole right there. They say it could take a week to patch this up because it is so big. The 233 underpass will be closed until the pothole is fixed. Also today, making headlines, you've probably dealt with this if you've gone on vacation. Americans should not have to wait as long for their passports anymore. The State Department reporting its processing time has been reduced by about 2 weeks on average. This comes as the State Department has boosted staffing by about 10%, but you still have to plan on up to 11 weeks to get it. As we go in depth tonight, you can always get in touch with us during the newscast. All you have to do is use the hashtag 2NewsLive to join the conversation, and you can always find me on Facebook, Twitter, or Instagram, TV Heidi Hatch. You can send me a direct message if you'd like to weigh in on the issues we're discussing. Well, here's a big one. If you're in the market for a new car right now, new wheels this fall, an important factor that goes into buying a used car, having a trusted dealership with a good reputation. Here in Utah, though, the consumer apparently entirely responsible for the used car they purchase and all the problems that come with it. Darby Sparks is joining us to talk about this. So, Darby, you've been looking into this. This stresses me out. My son just had a little wreck with our car, so now we're looking for another used car. But when you go, it's stressful because you're thinking, I have no idea what this car's been through before it came to this car lot.
That's right. So you have to buy a car as is in the state of Utah, especially when it's used, because lemon laws do not cover used cars. And so some of the tips that I got from the Consumer Protection Department is to make sure that you go to the, I have to read it off here, National Motor Vehicle Title Information System for a background check. They have trusted and verified sources. You also need to test drive the car yourself. Make sure you get a third-party inspection and get a working car guarantee in writing in the contract. And the reason why you need to do this is because I just spoke to a woman named Vanessa Nielsen. She has breast cancer. She bought this car, this 2008 Hummer you're seeing on her screen, to help her get to appointments in the wintertime. She bought it for 13 grand. It immediately broke down, spent another several thousand trying to fix the steering and tire issues. Still broke down. The engine turned out to have a blown cylinder. Now she has no protection. Heidi?
Which is so frustrating because it used to be that if you wanted to get a junker, you could get something for $500 or $600. But even a used car is a lot of money right now.
A lot.
So she's stuck with this. Is she going to have to get another car or just keep pouring money into this one?
She can't pour any more money into this one. It's $10,000 to get a new engine. So she's going to have to just break down this car, get it into the junkyard. And no, she doesn't have the money to get another one.
I know that in Utah, if you sign a contract, which is like if you get, let's say, Delta Airlines tickets and you decide you want out within 24 hours, you can get out of a contract. Is that true with cars where if you buy a car, you've got 24 hours to get out of it if you realize something's wrong? Or are you just stuck no matter what when you buy a car? You're
stuck no matter what. If it has a warranty, that's different. But when it's a used car, when it's that old, it's not going to have that. And so when you sign the contract, you're in it for life.
So frustrating. I know a lot of us have to deal with this because cars are expensive and you got to get the best deal you can. Where can people find this information if they want to go online and maybe check out some of the stuff you were talking about?
It will be on our website under investigations. The full story will be there, plus a few more tips.
All right, we can all use the tips. Darby, thank you.
Thank you.
Whew, I'm stressed just thinking about it. We first learned about this story from a tip through our 2 News Investigates tip line. If there's a story in your neighborhood you really think needs a deeper look and we should be looking into for you, you can contact our Investigates team. The email is right there on your screen, investigates@KUTV.com. Well, there's already a lot of excitement in central Utah about the eclipse passing over the state on the 14th of this month. Officials are already warning people the traffic is expected to be a huge problem for anyone traveling to see it. But the warnings aren't sitting well with some business owners in Richfield. They're worried overhead messaging on those freeway signs over the interstate may convince some visitors to just stay home. Paul Nelson is joining us live tonight. So, Paul, why is UDOT warning people so early, and what exactly are they warning us of?
Okay, we are expecting the traffic around this eclipse to be an absolute nightmare. Matter of fact, the pothole that you just showed in Mona, that's one of the reasons why it's going to be so bad, because they're expecting well over 250,000. Last estimate was around 318,000 people are expected to be in Utah for the eclipse that weekend. So it is going to be a traffic nightmare. And UDOT officials did say that they've spoken with other departments of transportation who had similar events, things like this kind of happening in their state, and they wish they actually got the message out sooner, warning people, plan ahead, bring snacks, bring supplies, don't expect to be able to find a hotel, things like that, because they said that those other states wish they got the message out sooner. So they're trying to get it out 2 weeks in advance of when the eclipse is going to happen.
I know it's probably something you don't think about, but if you're going to be stuck in traffic for hours, you probably have to make sure your gas tank's full. Like you said, have water ready to go. Be willing to go to the bathroom on the side of the road. Yep. So it looks like they're giving these warnings for us. So usually we have a lot of traffic heading south in our state when the weather's beautiful like this, people trying to get to the parks. Are we expecting a lot of this traffic to be coming from outside of the state as well?
Yes, matter of fact, these are extra visitors that they were talking about, 318 extra visitors. But here's the situation in central Utah. The signs used to read, for the past couple of days, they used to read limited services. Now, a lot of people called UDOT, and matter of fact, we got some questions at KUTV. What exactly does that mean, limited services? Are the roads going to be shut down? What does that mean? UDOT clarified to me today, that means the services that they're talking about are the ones that are along the freeway. For example, gas, lodging, other food, that kind of thing. They say that because there's going to be so many people, all these gas stations, it's going to be harder to get gas, it's going to be almost impossible to get lodging, and food might be something that is kind of in scarce supply because the restaurants are going to be packed too. So that's what they meant by limited services, but they got a lot of calls about that. People were very confused, and so they decided to change those messaging signs just to say, expect heavy delays.
Or just pack your snacks, pack your patience, but this is not going to be Y2K. Hopefully everything keeps running in the world as that sun eclipses for a few minutes. All right, this is a great reminder for all of us. Paul, thank you. We want to hear from you at home. Where do you plan to watch the October 2023 annular solar eclipse? Scan the QR code on your screen to weigh in. I'm wondering why I threw away my eclipse glasses, or did I save them? I don't know. Right now, the majority of you are saying that you're going to be watching from home, but 40%, a lot of you say you're going to travel to central Utah to check it out, and it's going to be amazing.
Remember when we watched it on the roof of the Wells Fargo building several years ago? That was pretty cool. It
was so cool, and I think maybe there was more expectation building up to this. This feels more of a all of a sudden it's coming. I know that there's some real nerdy people who've been following this, meteorologists for a while, but I think a lot of other people are like, oh shoot, this is happening, let's make plans, and where do we see it?
That's right. Okay, so I did make a video that breaks down the exact time, the date, where you need to go here in Utah.
Talk nerdy to me, good.
And this is it right here. So if you want to check it out, it's on my TikTok, it's also on my Instagram and on my Facebook, so all over social media. But it talks about what is coming next Saturday, and it really peaks right around 10:20, 10:30 in the morning. So get there early, maybe the day before.
And where exactly is supposed to be the primo spot here in Utah that everyone's headed to?
So it's making kind of a turn. So portions of central and southern Utah, so areas like Richfield, Fillmore, Beaver, and then as you head towards Escalante and then southeastern Utah, that's going to be that swath.
All right.
And again, we break it all down on TikTok.
TikTok is where it's at, cool kids. All right.
We want to get to your forecast, and I want to show you, of course, this weekend it's going to be spectacular, Heidi, and where we expect a lot of traffic as well will be some of these popular fall drives. But here's the list of mine, and I know I'm leaving out a few of those fall drives, but here's what I like to see when it comes to those fall colors. Up in Logan Canyon, you're going to find a lot of oranges and reds. Monte Cristo Highway, not as busy in northern Utah. Guardsman Pass, though, is going to be very busy, so be prepared for traffic. Those golden aspens, though, are spectacular. All the colors at Alpine Loop towards Utah County. Nebo Loop in central Utah and Cedar Breaks down in southern Utah all have magnificent colors. And again, it is peaking right now in the mountains of northern, central, and portions of southern Utah, approaching peak in southern Utah. Eventually, those valleys will be seeing that color change likely in the next couple weeks. Also, if you're going to the Park City Wine Festival, you'll see all the beautiful colors as well. And the weather is going to be spectacular. Sunny skies Friday and Saturday with temperatures in the upper 60s. Also on Saturday is Colorado State at Utah State. And at the beginning of the game at 6 o'clock, really nice at 71 degrees. There's no weather issues, but in Cache Valley, it's going to get cool by the end of the game as we drop into the 50s. So make sure you bring a sweater or a jacket. So here's our storm finally leaving the area and skies are beginning to clear. We still have a couple clouds though lingering in the mountains. Tonight though, we'll have those clear skies and it gets pretty chilly with overnight lows in the 40s here along the Wasatch Front, 39 though in Logan, 37 in Park City, and some mid-30s in central Utah. St. George 52. By the afternoon, though, you'll be at 85 degrees, some 70s in central Utah, so a really nice Thursday. And we'll be near 70 degrees along the Wasatch Front, closer to average. And then it gets a little bit warmer than that as we wrap up the work week and head into the weekend because of this big ridge of high pressure that just kind of slides in just in time for Saturday and Sunday. That's when those temperatures will be peaking. So again, make those outdoor plans. There is no weather issues. Now, there might be a storm coming our way by the middle of next week. Doesn't look too impressive right now. Tuesday, Wednesday, we might start to see some isolated showers and a slight dip in those temperatures, but it's still a ways out. And then this ridge of high pressure moves back in, another one for October 14th. That's the eclipse date. This would be great because we want to have those clear skies for the eclipse. But again, that's still a ways out and that forecast might change. Now, St. George, we're keeping it sunny, 80s through Friday, near 90 though over the weekend. Those overnight temperatures dropping to the 50s still. And we stay pretty warm as we head into next week in the upper 80s. By Wednesday though, we could dip into the low 80s in St. George. Salt Lake, we're in the 70s all the way through the weekend, but warmer over the weekend in the upper 70s. Morning lows go from the 40s to the 50s, and then those temperatures stay really nice in the mid to upper 70s Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, though. That's when we can see that slight dip in temperatures in the upper 60s. Right now, we're leaving rain off the 7-day forecast, but we might start to see some stray showers with that Tuesday, Wednesday storm. But right now, it doesn't look very impressive. So a really nice, comfortable forecast, very fall-like after all that rain.
I love this. My garden, my yard is looking gorgeous from all
yeah.
the rain, but I think we need to enjoy some sunshine, so this is good. Do you have any great plans hiked for the fall colors?
Gotta do some of those fall drives. I like to avoid them on the weekend though. So we don't come into the afternoon, so I might do some of those drives in the morning, but I might be hiking up somewhere in the foothills because again, everything is peaking right now and it's spectacular. This is the best time of the year.
It is pretty. Fifth Water Hot Springs. It's not a huge hike. It's a nice walk, but it's beautiful this time of year. A little chilly outside. Jump into the hot springs, get cooked like a lobster, and then walk back. Super nice.
I did Mill Creek Canyon the other day with my dog. Odd days, off leash, and everything is orange and red. Like everywhere you look, you're just like, this is beautiful. So,
all right, I need to get up there. I haven't done it yet. All right, Chase, thank you. Remember to download the 2 News weather app to know about changes that are happening in your own neighborhood. Get up the dated forecast, live radar right on your phone. The app is free and easy to download. Hey, we want to take a look at some of the trending stories on our website at KUTV.com. And here we go, looking at KUTV.com, scrolling down to those stories. If you're ever on the website, just scroll down to the right side and you can instantly see which the biggest stories are. Right now, Kevin Franke wanting to file charges against his own daughter for burglary, threatened to sue police. His wife, Ruby Franke, in jail right now on child abuse charges. Also, a new report detailing whereabouts of Ruby Franke's children on the day of her arrest. Those were new court documents that were released yesterday. And also a lot of people talking about these layoffs today at Qualtrics. About 800 people, employees laid off, a lot of those in Utah County today and looking for work. Not great news there. Police also searching for a missing endangered woman out of Bountiful. And suspects escaped through a motel attic during hours-long standoff in Salt Lake City. That one lasted into the late night hours last night. All these stories are posted for you on KUTV.com or on the 2 News mobile app. And remember, they're easy to find. Thanks so much for watching us. For 2 News Live, we'll be here 5:30 Monday through Friday. We hope you join us again for more in-depth conversations on the topics that impact you and your family. Chase, come on in. Say goodbye to our friends.
Hi, everyone. Thanks for joining us. She's Heidi. I'm Chase.
We are.
We'll see you tomorrow.
We'll be here. Have a good one.